Hello, thanks for watching the Germany channel. The channel where we show and discuss places in Germany, one of the most fascinating countries in the world. In 2005, I had the opportunity to visit Berlin, the capital city of Germany. Now, I had been in Berlin a couple of times before, including in the 1980s before the fall of the Berlin Wall. But when I was young, I was foolish enough not to take any pictures. I guess I was too lazy to go through the hassle and cost of getting my pictures printed. Remember, back then, digital cameras did basically not exist, but when I went to Berlin in 2005, I took my first digital camera with me. Looking back, these pictures provide us with an interesting view on a changing Berlin. For example, here on Alexanderplatz in the city center. Now, the Berlin Wall had fallen 16 years earlier, so that was quite a while ago. Yet Berlin was still in the process of merging East and West Berlin from a social and infrastructural perspective. East and West Berlin basically had been two completely different societies until 1989. And these two societies first had to become one on all kinds of dimensions, and that took quite a serious amount of time. And until that point in time, the time hadn't been right to actually modernize the city center on a building-to-building level. But when I visited Berlin in 2005, that process of modernizing Berlin on the level of individual buildings had quite clearly begun, and that was very much visible at Alexanderplatz. In this picture, taken in early May of 2005, on the right you can see the Park In hotel, still in its communist incarnation. And this was actually one of the last days in which the Park In hotel looked like this. From May to November of 2005, the facade of the building was replaced with glass panels, giving the building a completely different and more Western or international look. On the left you can see the Galeria Kaufhof building, also still in its original communist incarnation, but as you can see, the renovation, basically a kind of westernization, already started. So 2005 really was an important turning point in the history of Alexanderplatz. You see, Alexanderplatz once was the showcase of the communist economy of the so-called German Democratic Republic, in Germany known as the Deutsche Demokratische Republik. And that showcase effect needed to be reflected in its specific architecture that was loaded with communist symbolism. And up to 2005, that communist symbolism was still very much present in all of the main buildings at Alexanderplatz. But that drastically changed in the year 2005, when both the Park In hotel and the Galeria Kaufhof were radically renovated. Now, of course, there are still many remainders of the communist past on and around Alexanderplatz, such as the very prominent TV tower as seen in this picture, locally known as Fernsehturm. I think there is no way to revamp this tower in a way that will make it look like it's more part of Western culture. As long as this tower will exist, it will be a clear reminder of the communist past of this part of Germany. I also made a picture of the world clock on Alexanderplatz, locally known as the Weltzeituhr, which also is a very prominent remainder from the communist era. And I must say that not all of these buildings, monuments and other structures from that time frame are screaming communism at us. This wonderful world clock primarily is a beautiful and practical work of art that has been serving as a very popular and beloved meeting place for both locals and visitors for more than half a century now. That was it for this video. Stay tuned for more videos about Germany in general and Berlin in particular. Thank you for watching.